Can you make me a friend? I would like a friend. Yes. Yes, we're gonna do this. Let's do this.
So in order to make this project, you're going to need something to felt with, and I have this mat, and it's really used. I'm sorry, it looks gross from here. I also have this handle, and there are needles in it, like the one that is on the pad right now. I also have this fur, this wool, and this is from my dog. You can use whatever you can find in stores, but my dog has really fine under wool, so. And you're also gonna need some yarn. I am using cotton and a 3mm crochet hook. I also have some pearls for his eyes and some thread and a needle. I also have some darker wool for his nose. In order to begin, we're going to start by making a foundation chain with double crochet. So chain 3 and then go back into the first stitch and complete 1 double crochet. Then chain 1 and continue by doing the next double crochet into the space in between the foundation chain, if you will, and the first double crochet. Then you finish that double crochet and then chain 1. Now you're going to go back into the space you just created and do a double crochet in that. So please continue doing this until you have a chain that is long enough to go around the thick part of your thumb. We do this instead of doing a normal chain because the chain can be very unelastic, if you will. It's not very nice to wear. So when it comes to clothing and other things that could fit different size hands and stuff, it's much better to have an elastic starting point rather than a non-elastic one. So as you can see here, it goes around the thick part of my thumb on my hand. And now I'm just wrapping it and slip stitching it together. And of course I made sure that all of my chain is turned the same way. And it's really up to you what's the top and what is the bottom. There is one side of this that has more consistent stitches than the other, and that's the one I use as the top, and I will term the other one the bottom, but if that to you is the top, then that's fine. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I really like working in the, well, on the side of this that is the easiest. So from now on you're going to chain 3 and then you're going to do 1 deep double crochet in each stitch all the way around. When you get to the beginning, slip stitch it together and then chain 3. Now we're going to increase this and we're going to do 2 increases on either side. Now I don't know how many stitches there are on yours, so I am going to increase 2 in the beginning here, and then I'm going to fold the piece in half before starting, and I'm just going to put in a pin. Especially if I can find anything to put in there. Okay, so it's this clip I'm using. It doesn't matter, just something so you can see that, you know, something so you can tell that this is the halfway point. So here we go. 2 double crochet in the first stitch. And 2 in the next. Then you're going to do 1 single crochet in each until you hit the clip. From there you're going to do 2 double crochet in each in the next 2 down here. and then one double crochet in each back to the beginning. When you've done that, you should have something that looks a little bit like this. It's just slanted slightly outwards. And now we're going to do the same thing again. So we're going to do one round where we have one double crochet in each stitch, and then we're going to do one round where we do 2 increases at the beginning and 2 at the halfway point. So it's going to look like this, and now we just, from now on, just do rounds with 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. I ended up having to do 7 rounds, but my hands are, well, I think I have normal hands, but let's say you are expecting these to be used by both men and women, perhaps you should do a little bit more than that, so maybe 8 or 9 rounds. But that's also why I made it. As you can see here, the widest part is not actually at the widest part anymore. It's a little bit bigger. So now we're going to do the separation for the thumb and the pinky. So I put my starting point here in between my thumb and my index finger, and I am going to put my clip there again because I know I want to go over here. And I don't want to just slip stitch these two together because that will make it too tight. Instead, I want it to be more 3-dimensional, so I'm going to chain a couple and then slip stitch it to that point. And I'm going to do the same thing with my little finger. I am just going to, well, put a pin there. Could be something like this. And then when I get to that point, I know I have to chain a couple and then skip to the front again. So that I'm going to have 3 rounds here. 1 for my 3 middle fingers, 1 for my thumb, and 1 for my pinky. So here are 3. I chained 3, and now I'm just going to slip stitch it to the other side and remove the clip. Then I'm going to chain 3 again. And then do a double crochet in each stitch until I hit the other clip. So now over here I'm just going to crochet into it and then remove it. And of course I still need to know where it's going to be on the other side. So as you saw, I just dropped that stitch, but now I've picked it up again, and I'm going to slip stitch into the bottom of that stitch in order to get me down to where I need to be. Then I'm going to slip stitch it to the other side, and again do 3, chain 3, and then do 1 double crochet in each to get to the other side. And from there on, I know I'm going to have some strange jogs, but I'm just going to crochet on top of them, because they will go away and they won't be very noticeable. As you can see here, I don't think you can actually tell where my jogs are. Now I'm going to move on to the arms. No, I'm not going to do that. I am going to show you how to finish the top of the head. And after that, we're going to do the thumb and the pinky. But first, do 2 single crochet and then a decrease, or a decrease and then 2 single crochet. So here we are, 1 and 2, and then a decrease. And you're going to continue on with that until you have a little bit left, like this. Just it's not that important, just until it's sort of closed, and then you're just going to continue doing one single crochet and then a decrease until there isn't very many left. I always go to about 6 or 5 or 6. And when I get to that, I will just get my needle and sew it shut instead. Because otherwise you get like weird pointy parts. And we just want it nice and flat at the top. Now to do the arms. Attach your yarn at the one of the rounds that are left over. And now you're just going to place a 3 double crochet in between where we jumped on the previous part. There are going to be back loops that you can work in. And then from there on, you're just going to do one double crochet in each stitch until it is roughly the size of your thumb or your pinky, or you could also make them completely uniform. As I said, if this is for lots of different people going to play with them and look at them, it might be nice to have them slightly bigger. When you get to roughly the length of your thumb or your pinky, start decreasing, and start by decreasing in double crochet, and after that you're going to start decreasing in single crochet. So after that you're going to do a decrease and then a single crochet and a decrease and a single crochet, just like you just did with the top of the head, until you have a point that you can then sew together. And really the easiest and the nicest way to sew it together is to go into the loops from behind and pull them together. So you'll pick up all of the loops that are left and then tug on it, and then of course sew in the end in order to finish it. And on the other hand, you're just going to do exactly the same. And there will be instructions on my blog for a specific hand puppet, so you can make the one that I made. But I will say that there are a lot of different people, and I think maybe my pattern will be a little bit small if yours will be used by both men and women of different ages. So now we're going to do the ears and the tail, and I'm going to start with the ears. They're very, very simple. It's 3 rounds. The first round is you chain 4, and then you do 10 double crochet in the first stitch, and then you slip stitch it together to form a round, a flat round. So here we go. This is the slip stitch for it to become a flat round. It will buckle, and that's on purpose. Now chain 3. And do 2 double crochet in each stitch all the way around. And then for the last round, you're going to do 1 single crochet in each round. You're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So you should have something like this when you're done. Just a little round thing that looks like an ear. And now I'm working on the little fluff thing at the end of the tail. If you're not making a lion, perhaps just do whatever is appropriate for the animal you're doing, but for a lion, I think this was the solution I came up with. Now we're going to do a chain that is as long as you want the tail to be. And when you're at that point, you're going to get your needle again and stick it through the tail. If you felted it enough, there should be some fabric to get through. Now you're going to pick up your loop and pull it through the tail. And then you're going to continue crocheting with it. And now do 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way down. And if you want, of course, you could felt it on afterwards. I prefer this because it feels more secure. Now to attach the parts to the body, you're just going to get your needle and then just sew it on. That's why I left these long tails on the end of both the ears and the tail, so that I don't have to attach new yarn and have to worry about sewing those ends in and all of that. So here we are.
Is he done already? Is he done? Is he done already? He's missing, you know, the eyes and the cool hair and all the things that makes me cool. So do I have to do this myself?
The hair on this one is just semi-felted, so I felted it most of the way, but not as hard, or whatever you want to say, as you would normally do. I felted it a little bit, and then I've pulled it apart again, and that makes it look more like fur and less like just a solid piece of felt. I'm also felting a little bit of the ends together. The cotton doesn't felt at all, so you don't have to worry about using the needles on the doll, but you could potentially snap some of the yarn in the stitches, so be careful anyway. Here I'm making the muzzle, and I have his little snout too that I felted a piece and then I cut it out. And now I'm just sewing it on. And with the same thread I am sewing the eyes on, because again I don't want to worry about more tails to sew in, and the more tails there are to sew in, the bigger the risk is that something is going to come loose while playing. So now he's all done. What do you think?
He's pretty cool, but can you turn around, please? Please just turn around. Just turn around. Oh my god. Oh, I can fix that. Wait a second. There you go. Now you just need a little bit of... Wait a second. Yeah. Yes, this one. Hold still.
I am sewing on the hair here, but with very, very, very small stitches, because then I can felt it afterwards and those stitches will go away. And I'm also felting the sides together, of course, so it looks a little bit more seamless.